Hey everyone, it's John Stan here from Eastern Currents, and I want to share with you my excitement about the Nano Flow Massager that we just now brought on board as our exciting set of tools that we carry for practitioners. Now this device is in the range of high-speed percussion tools that are on the market, but this one is different and this one's exciting. I mean, the bigger units are great, but they're heavy and they can't be used in the same way that this is, and that's why I'm excited to talk to you about this particular nano unit. The developers of it really put a lot of thought into it, and I really want to share with you some of the unique features of it. So it comes in a box with 4 different heads, 3 here in the holders and 1 on the unit itself. Standard heads, but I've got some exciting things to share with you about this. But first of all, this device just fits in your hand like a glove, basically. It's light and it's just ready to do work with you. And also it has a heating element in the back here. So for practitioners of Chinese medicine, it is kind of like a spot moxa tool where you can kind of warm specific spots with it once you get it going. And the pressure that you can apply on this device when you're working with the soft tissues is quite intense. It's unique in that way, and that's why I'm excited about it, because it is like an instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization tool, but it's operating at thousands of percussions per second, which totally unbinds fascia, totally releases the layers of fascia, and as I want to share with you some of the unique applications that I discovered with these heads here. First of all, it comes with a charging cord that looks like it could be plugged into your computer, but it's a USB-C cord, and you can use other adapters to charge it, like your old iPhone charger. You can plug it into that. Some of the power bars that are out there these days, even some outlets these days, have USB docks where you can plug in the USB cord, a part of it, and it'll charge this device up pretty fast. Now, to turn it on, you just push the button and hold, and then the unit will start working, and you can see the green light there that indicates that it's at its lowest speed. Give it one more press, it's at its medium speed, and then at its fullest speed it's going very rapidly. The numbers I don't have at the top of my head, but you can see that in the spec sheet on our product description page. But it is similar to all the big units out there, percussing at a very, very high speed. Now, as I said, you can really push with this device, and because it just fits in your hand so lightly, you really have a lot of options with it. What I want to share with you is that most people tend to use these 2 tools as a sort of a point pressure device and a broader tissue massager. But once I got this in my hand, I started to explore this tool and this tool. And I kind of avoided this tool, and I've seen it on other devices too, and I kind of avoided it. But once I put it on here, it actually felt incredibly good. I kind of imagined it was only something you use sort of along the spine, between sort of like the spinous processes. But now that I've actually worked with the tool along muscle fibers and along kinetic chains of muscles, I see that this dual-pronged probe has some actually interesting physics about it. So I don't know if you remember your physics where where they showed wave mechanics. You have actually two probes here pushing down on your soft tissue, and your soft tissue is fluid inside, so it's like 2 waves coming together from 2 different source points. And in physics, when these 2 waves meet, they actually amplify. So let me try to draw that out for you. So you have your source 1 and source 2 It's not a very well drawn image, but you have source 1 and source 2, and these two waves are coming at each other this way, and when they hit each other, boom, they amplify. This is called constructive interference. So the two waves come and boom, you got this increase of amplitude. So that means that the fascia and the fluids underneath the tissues, when you work the tissues in this way, are actually getting a higher amplitude of movement. So it's actually working the fascia in a much more profound way than a single pronged tool. And so it actually feels great. So you can work this tool, you can press, you can dig, you can move the tissue and fascia, and it's so easy and light. It's very, very, it's just a little dream. Now, the other tool that I want to share with you, the tip that I want to share with you is this one. And again, kind of avoided it before, but now that I actually worked with this in my hand, I can see that this edge here now becomes a little bit like a gua sha, or kind of a scraping tool that allows you to plow along the fascial plane in a very direct way. So fitting it in here, I turn the unit on again, and I'm moving it to its highest speed. Now you can see how I'm taking the edge. I'm not just doing this. I'm actually taking the edge, and I can kind of work along the fascial plane. And it's so different. And because I can apply a strong force, I'm actually getting a kind of a multi-layered effect that's kind of like combo gua sha or a scraping kind of tool. And I'm also getting the percussion wave generated through the fascial layers, and it feels really great. So these two tools, along with this handheld, ergonomic, super smooth device, it feels great, and I'm sure you'll love it. It's a great workhorse. Now, to turn this heating element on, you have to, after turning the unit on, you just have to press the unit twice, 1, 2, and you'll see a light appear here. Now this end is heating up, and so it has 3 levels of heat. So as you watch, as I'm pressing here, the color will change. So it just changed to amber, and now it's changed to red, and that means that this will reach its highest level of heat, which when you first present it to the patient, it could feel a little bit like you're burning them, but you're not. It won't burn, but it does feel intense. So it is like that moxa stick going on, and kind of like beginning to warm the area. So the way I often do this is I work the area, and then I will use the spot kind of moxa technique where I'm just working the heat along the fascial plane or along the meridian, and it's just a very warming, relaxing, kind of melting the hardness of the tissue below. If it's too intense, just get a bit of a barrier between, like a soft, like a Kleenex or something, and then you can kind of work the tissue that way, just to kind of buffer the sensation. But most patients, and I've tried it on a number of family members and patients, once they get used to that little kind of like wave of intense heat, they get used to it and they look forward to the next one, because they know it's not going to burn. But you can warm an area, you can press a little bit deeper also, you can work the tissues that way. So it works on 2 levels, heat and pressure and percussion. So exciting tool, happy to share with you. I hope you get a chance to try it in your clinic. It travels easily, but mostly in the clinic, like I said, it's like an instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization tool where you can do a lot of pressure. You can use these 2 heads now in a new way that I think is revolutionary, actually. And also I want to mention that the heads have a little bit of give on them. They're not like hard foam or they're just hard plastic. There is a little bit of give. It feels like a fingertip as you're pressing on it. So get the unit, enjoy it, work with it. I'm sure that you'll love it, and it'll make a nice addition to the things that you can do in your clinic to help your patients be well and thrive.